What if I've told you that in under 5 minutes with zero coding experience, you could build a professional real-time dashboard that auto-refreshes every 5 minutes, pulls live data from the internet, has internet interactive maps, charts, gauges, slicers, and much more, and then also get a complete step-by-step guide to replicate it in Power BI desktop. That's exactly what I did, and I've used Claude AI to do it. I'm on the free plan, no subscription, no API keys, just the standard Claude interface at claude.ai. In this video, I'm going to walk you through two dashboards that I built entirely with Claude. First is a standalone HTML dashboard, a fully working browser-based real-time earthquake monitoring system, pulling live data every 5 minutes from the website. That's the United States Geological Survey, USGS. And second, afterwards, I have uploaded the same HTML file back into Claude along with the prompt, asking it to help me replicate the entire thing in Power BI Desktop. And it produced a complete detailed build guide with every DAX measure, every visual configuration, every field assignment, all of it. Two dashboards, one AI. Let's get into it. So here is what I actually typed into Claude. You can see that's the prompt. I've given it two URLs. The first is the live USGS CSV data feed, and the second is the USGS earthquake map page URL itself, so that Claude could understand exactly what kind of visual I was going for. I wanted a dashboard that auto updates every 5 minutes with a professional look containing, and I listed it all out, and interactive map mimicking the USGS map, that URL I've uploaded in the prompt, and line charts, time series, bar and column charts, gauge charts, slices, etc. And I asked it to make it look professional. That's it. That's the whole prompt. And in your case, probably your data might be different. You might have to tweak the prompt a little bit and try to get the desired results based on the prompt. Claude will give you the desired results. As you can see, Claude starts reasoning through the request. It's thinking about the data source, the structure, what libraries to use. To save time, I have fast forwarded the video so that in about 5 minutes, Claude wrote the full HTML structure. Built out the dark navy theme, the header with the live indicator, the KPI card grid, map initializations. I think it's used CartoDB dark tile layer to match the USGS aesthetic, adding circle markers that are sized and color coded by magnitude, and then the data table with conditional formatting, magnitude pills, depth data bars, sortable columns, etc. The entire thing, the HTML file that includes CSS, JavaScript, data logic, auto refresh timer, loading animation, all in one single file. As you can see, the HTML file is almost ready. You can share this HTML file with your peers so that they can open a web browser and look at the dashboard. And by clicking the download button, I've downloaded the file right here onto my machine. Next, I will show you the dashboard by opening this file in a web browser, and you're going to see it load up with live earthquake data, the map, everything right in your browser. No server, no installation, nothing. Just open the file in a web browser. As you can see on the top right, you can always refresh the data. Automatically it refreshes every 5 minutes. In case if you want to do it, you can click Control and click on refresh button up top. And by clicking the download button, I have downloaded the file right here onto my machine. And here it is. The dashboard is now open right in my browser. No server, no installation, no setup at all. Just an HTML file. And look at it. The very first thing you notice is that it's already live. The moment it opened, it went and fetched real earthquake data from the USGS feed. We are talking thousands of events from the past 30 days, and it's rendered everything automatically. Up at the top, you have 10 KPI cards giving you an instant snapshot, total events, major earthquakes at magnitude 7 and above, strong events, moderate, minor, and then average magnitude, average depth, in kilometers, peak magnitude with below, that is the filter row, your slice, etc. And the classification label, events in the last 24 hours, and your top active region, all calculated on the fly from the live data. You can switch between the last 24 hours, 7 days, 14 days, or the full 30 days window with one click. You have got a magnitude slider, so you can say, show me only uh, 4 of the above, magnitude 4 and above. And a depth slicer is also there, and an event type drop down. Every single visual on the page updates instantly when you change any of these, right? This is pretty cool. And then you have the centerpiece, the interactive global map. And as you can see, there is a dark tile layer, color coded circle markers sized by magnitude, green for micro events, cyan for small, yellow for orange, red and purple for the big ones. You can zoom, pan, click on any marker and get a full pop-up with the location, time, depth, coordinates, and even type. To the right of the map, there are 3 gauge charts, peak magnitude on a 0 to 10 scale, average depth going down to 700 kilometers, and a live alert level that calculates as normal, elevated, or critical based on the recent magnitude 5 plus activity. Underneath that, you have 6 chart visuals: a daily event count timeline, a magnitude distribution histogram, an hourly UTC frequency chart showing which hours of the day you see the most activity, a depth category breakdown, a horizontal bar of the top 8 most active regions, and a daily peak magnitude trend line, etc. And at the bottom, a fully sortable data table. And you can click on any column header and it's resorts, right? Magnitude pills are color coded. Depth has a visual bar built right into the cell. The whole thing auto refreshes every 5 minutes. And like I said, on the top right, you have a refresh button. Manually, if you want, you can refresh it by using control click. And you can see the countdown timer ticking in the header. There is a timestamp as well. Now, here is the thing. I built this for earthquake data, but you could do the exact same thing with any data set. Upload a CSV of your sales data, your website traffic, your financial records, or just point Claude at any public data URL and write a prompt describing the visuals you want. Tell it your colors, your metrics, your layout. Claude will build it. And for now, there is a second part of the video. So once I have this HTML standalone file, I could distribute and share among the peers so that they can look at the dashboard and they can interact with the dashboard as well. So what I've done is, at this point, I have the HTML dashboard file sitting on my machine. And what I did is that I thought it's pretty genuinely impressive. So I came back into Claude, uploaded that HTML file directly into the chat, and wrote a second prompt. The prompt is right here on the screen. You can see it's very specific. I'm attaching the HTML file and telling Claude, this is a dashboard I built. I want you to help me replicate this in Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service. And then I'm asking for a step-by-step guide that includes the DAX code for every measure and every calculated column which I need, and exactly how to build each and every visual, the fields, the columns, the values, all of it. That's it. It's a pretty simple prompt. So once I uploaded the file, this file, and wrote one prompt, and next is we can watch what Claude does. The first thing it does is it reads the HTML file. It's not just skimming it. It's parsing the structure, identifying every visual, every metric, every color, every filter, every piece of logic in the JavaScript. It knows there are 10 KPI cards. It knows the gauge chart logic. It knows the alert score formula. It knows the map uses magnitude bands with 6 color tiers. It's extracting all of that before it writes a single word. Then it starts planning the document. It is going to be a Word document, and it decides that this needs 9 sections to cover everything properly. The data connection, Power Query transformations, the data table, all 20 DAX measures, the custom theme, every visual built one by one. The layout and alignment guide, the publish and refresh setup, and a full quick reference table at the end. Now it's creating the actual Word document file, a proper docx file, which is a Word document, not just text on the screen. This way you have a guide when you're trying to build a Power in Power BI, you are trying to build a dashboard, you can use this guide and look at the steps and the sections. Based on that, you can pull the data and do the transformations in Power Query and build the dashboard. And you can see it's running all the document builder, setting up the page size, margins, headers, footers, page numbers, the full formatting structure. It's writing section 1, the data connections, etc. So I have fast forwarded everything so that to save time, and we can see that it's documenting how to use the web connector in Power BI Desktop, the usage of USGS URL, how to handle authentication, etc. And it's creating all the sections. It has full DAX to generate it, all the calculated columns, the data table, plus the relationship setup, the date table, and also different sections that includes all the visuals and how to build the visuals, etc. So it's pretty cool. You, in case if you have time, everything is taking about under 5 minutes. The first HTML standalone file took about 4.5 minutes, and this took about 4 minutes, so that you have both the files, the HTML standalone file, and also the guide to build the Power BI, to build the dashboard in the Power BI Desktop, and maybe later on publish into Power BI Service and try to do the data refresh, etc. So all the sections are named, and every section has specific information. For example, section 3 has all the 20 DAX measures. It includes the code. And again, remember, this is AI, so there is a probability that it will make mistakes. So you have to make sure that the data and the desired results are according to your requirement. And you have to make sure that the code and all is correct, syntax, etc. So if needed, you might have to tweak the code as well. So it has created a lot of measures. It will give you options to create calculated columns, and also it has created a file, details for a file. You can save it as a full JSON file so that you can use it as a theme in your Power BI Desktop. And it's going visual by visual. It is looking at the HTML file, and it is extracting all the information and trying to help you out to build the similar visual in Power BI Desktop. So it is going step by step, and it is also looking at the Azure Maps visual. So the 3 gauges with their min, max, and target values, etc. It's pretty cool. And in case if you have time, you can look at whatever it is doing under the hood, and that way you'll get an idea. So I think the document is about 20 pages, a proper professionally formatted Word document with a header, page numbers, section headings, code blocks for every DAX measure, tables for every visual configuration. And if I scroll slowly, you can see that what's in here. And once it is done, you have the document ready. And once you have the document, you can download the document, and it has everything. It has the layout section, good table, etc. And 20 pages, 9 sections, 20 DAX measures, 6 calculated columns, and 15 visuals. Everything is documented in full. So there is a custom theme as well, and you can have this document downloaded to your desktop and use it next to your Power BI Desktop so that you can create a Power BI dashboard in Power BI. So in the next section, I will briefly show you how I have used this guide to build almost a similar dashboard in Power BI. I opened up Power BI Desktop, which you can see on the right hand side. On the left hand side is the Power BI Dashboard Build Guide. And there are several visuals, and there are various sections as we've already seen. So let me show you the first section. To save time, I will later on do all the transformations, etc. in Power Query. But for now, I will show you how to load this data. So what I could do is I can just use the web connector in Power BI. So let me copy this URL, copy it, and go to Power BI Desktop, web connector, paste this URL here. And once I paste and click OK, the data will be pulled from the website, USGS website. Once I click OK, it will connect to the data source, and this is the preview window. As you can see, there are various columns here. Since Power BI guide, which we have got from Claude, has suggested some transformations. So let me click on transform data. This is the Power Query editor window. And let me pull up the guide. And initially, the suggestion is to change the name of the time column here to event date time. Let me copy that, right click on this column and paste it. And I have changed the name of the column time to event date time. And there are other suggestions like adding custom columns. So let me copy that and click on custom column and name this as event date, and I will enter the formula in the below box. So we have to make sure that the syntax is correct, and sometimes AI will make mistakes, so you have to be pretty careful about the formula and whether it is following the logic or not. So I have um, made sure that I have changed the name of the query. To save time, I will do all the transformations and come back and show you whatever transformations I have done. So let me just show you that part here. Let me go back here and open up the Power Query. And in the Power Query, I've done all the transformations as suggested. I've added custom columns and filtered rows, sorted, etc. Now I'm ready, and I can click on Close and Apply. Once I click on Close and Apply, I should be able to get this data model loaded into Power BI Desktop. I've used the sorted rows and sorted that column depth category by depth sort order. So let me just click on Close and Apply. Once I do that, the model will be loaded into Power BI Desktop, and this will be the Power BI Desktop. So I've added the date table here and went ahead and changed it to a date type table. And once I have done that, and I've added the relationships as well. This is the final report page I've built, and these are the various measures which were suggested, and I've just fast forwarded everything so that to save time. And this is the final dashboard in Power BI. It looks great, and you can sort all those things. I've used a relative date slicer. So once I make any selections, based on the selections, all the visuals will change. So we had a HTML standalone dashboard, and this is also cool. And I've already published that into Power BI service. So if I go to my semantic model, let me select that semantic model here, click on those three dots, go to settings. Since it's a trial version, I don't have the 5-minute interval, so I cannot update the data every 5 minutes. So instead, what I'm going to do is I will use the refresh data, and I can do it 8 times. I can pick certain times. So every 1-2 hours or so, I have, I think, 8 updates for the free trial Power BI version. So I think I will go ahead and do that. So this way, at least it's not a real-time dashboard, but at least 8 times in a day, this data will be pulled from the source and the data is updated. So that's how you can publish the report and make sure that the refresh settings are there. Maybe 8 or 8, I think, if I remember. If you have a licensed version, every 5 minutes you can do exactly what Claude did for the HTML dashboard. So you can do that. So I'm just changing all the times here randomly, and so that I will just go ahead and count. I think 8 times so you can refresh the data in a day. So I click on apply, and automatically the data will be refreshed. This is great, right? You have that part. And if you compare to the HTML standalone dashboard on the left, and on the right you have the published report. So they are not similar, but the underlying concept and the measures are similar. And so that the user, in case if they want to look at the data, they have those slicers on the right, and also you have various sliders and etc. in the HTML dashboard as well. So it's pretty cool. In a short time, we could get all those details from Claude by inputting a couple of things. And if you're okay, you can always embed this report into published web option as shown here. And you can do that based on your needs, and people can subscribe. You can share this published report in Power BI with the users, etc. And this is how you can embed a report. Click on published web, and since this is a public data, you don't have to worry about much. And you can just copy the link on the top as shown there, copy it and share it among your peers. So once I copy and paste it in a web browser, this is the dashboard on the right. So in the short time, we could do everything, and thanks to Claude AI, we could easily build 2 dashboards, one in HTML as an HTML standalone file, which can be shared among peers, and the other is Power BI Desktop. We have used the Power BI guide. Hopefully, you will also try with your own data. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.